Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's card project we are using two die sets. Probably my all-time favorite die set, the Halloween candy corn. Here's little samples on the back. So cute. I mean, look at that skeleton. So cute. And then I am also using the Haunted House die set from Pixi Dust Designs. It's got everything you need to create a beautiful scene card, a really fun scene card. So it didn't take long for this project, but let's get started. So to get started, I had cut the Haunted House out of craft cardstock. I believe it's Glamma craft cardstock from Cut Cardstock. And I am ink blending s'mores ink all over it. So it's a really dark brownish gray color. And it's really fun. And then on the grass, I am ink blending some eucalyptus over the grass, and I cut it out of the craft cardstock as well. So got that done. And now I'm adding the windows. So the great thing about this Haunted House set is it comes with the dies to cut out each window. So I don't have to run it through each time. One pass and I've got all the window backings, I should say, the window backings cut out. So that's pretty fantastic. So I had cut them out of Cougar White cardstock and colored them with my Copic. I believe it was Y13 that I used to color them for the lights. And now I'm just adding those little lights to the back of my haunted house. So while that's drying, I cut out a piece of masking paper, and I believe I used Inkadinkado masking paper. I started with chiffon and did a layer of the yellow, and now I'm using Tiki Torch, and then I'm coming in with Be Mine. And this is so messy, which is kind of what you want, because when you come in then with the gray ink, the blackjack ink, it adheres to the messy, darker spots, and it makes look like there's a dark mist rising from the ground. And so now I'm using Glam, and I'm kind of going back and forth just a little bit. I don't want a perfect blending with the inks to at least make sure it's a solid. So now I'm going to come in with blackjack and go around the edges and go lightly over everything just to make it look a little more dark and a little more misty. So it just adds a little spook. Instead of it being a bright and cheerful background, we have a little bit of a spooky background. And then I came in with a little more lemon chiffon just to get it on that masked area so it wasn't so bright. So now I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink on the tree that I cut out of Hot Fudge cardstock. And then I've cut out, I made the mummy and I didn't use the mummy, but I cut out of white cardstock some candy corn pieces, and now I'm dipping it into Hoodie ink to get a really nice dark gray. And then I dipped this one in the wrong color. I should have dipped it into Petal, and I dipped it into Twilight, which was kind of a happy mistake. So then this one I'm dipping into Twilight, getting it nice and blended. So I don't like the top piece that dark. I mixed the two up, but I was kind of glad because I actually really just wanted the top piece to be white. So I cut off camera a white piece for that, and I like it white. So there's Dracula's little widow's peak, and then his eyes and his fangs. So now I'm going to finish up Dracula. I cut that little top piece off, finish up Dracula, get his facial features on there and his little widow's peak, and then we'll move on to Frankenstein. So I'm using scrap black cardstock for a lot of this, but I'm positive it's Eclipse cardstock from Astro Bright, which I picked up at Cut Cardstock. And so now for Frankenstein, I used grape jelly cardstock and then it was plum, and then grape jelly, and then hydrangea is the top part of Frankenstein. And look at his hair. It looks like a toupee. It's just so cute. I love it. So getting his facial expressions on, so he comes with the eyes and then the bolts for his neck or head, and then two scars, a larger one and a smaller one. And then Dracula comes with his toupee and the eyes and the smile with the fangs, and then he's got a cape. And the cape is really cute. And the cape has several layers. So that layer wraps around the back, and I have it upside down. It should be, the arc needs to go down, and I had it up, but I had fixed it. So now I cut out a red version of the back of the cape just because I wanted a little bit of red on the lapels. So I trimmed those parts out, and I'm gluing it to the back of the cape so that there's trim on the collar. And then I'm going to add his little red bow tie, and that just kind of completes him. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to put Frankie's toupee on, and then we will get his facial features set on him. So Dracula, I backed his eyes with red because I just love the beady red eye look on him. And Frankie's I backed with white. So now I'm adding his bolts to his neck. And then he has a cute little smile. And I added, I think, that in his eyebrows. So there's Frankie. I think he's so cute. I love this set. So then here is the mummy. And I put his eyes on. And I didn't use him on this card, but I did save him. And I did end up putting some eye stickers from Simon Says Stamp over his eyes. And they're the kind that look like he's hypnotized. So, turned out really cute. I'll have to find him for another project. Right now he's just sitting on my desk making me smile because I think he's so adorable. Alright, so my characters are finished. So now just adding a little finishing touch on the roof of the haunted house. I just took my black Copic marker and colored it in. Just to make it look a little more detail on there. So I'm going to adhere the tree and the haunted house. Just seeing if I liked it this way better, and I did not. I mean, it's still cute, but I didn't love it that way. It just seemed a little squished on there. But this is all part of the process, trial and error, trying to figure everything out. So I did prefer this. I mean, all were cute. I really wanted all three of them on there, but it just didn't work. It just felt crowded again. So, finally made my decision as to what I wanted, and getting glue on the tree. Sorry, I was out of the frame a little bit there, but getting glue on the tree, and then we'll glue on the haunted house. And then we'll get our characters added. Oh, the grass too. So the grass is pretty much covered up by the characters, but it does make a difference when the card is complete that there is a little bit of grass showing through. So just trimming off everything that's over the edge. So I kind of like Frankie on the left because there's purple ink blending on the right, so I wanted the purple to kind of go throughout the card. Just draws your eye all over the card. And now I'm adding Dracula. And then we're going to add a few bats. Oh yeah, Dracula needs his eyebrows too. Just because he's the undead doesn't mean he doesn't have eyebrows. And then we will add the bats, and the bats are from the haunted house set. So just kind of figuring out placement of those. And again, this is out of Eclipse cardstock. The red I used, even though it was scraps, it was Wild Cherry by Poptone cardstock. Okay, so now just a little bit of finishing touch. First, the sentiment, and that is from Pretty Pink Pasha's Halloween Sentiment stamp set. And now I'm going to break out the sequins that I seem to have to use on every spooky background, and it's the Hero Arts stars. I just think they add a lot. They're so tiny that they add just a little bit of sparkle, but it just makes everything feel finished. So then I do add the panel to a A2 sized background. And then adhere that down, and that completes the card. Okay, so here is the card we just made together. Isn't that fun? I love this candy corn set's probably one of my all-time favorites. It's just so darling. And then it looks like he's wearing a toupee, which makes me love him even more. And then this was a little extra. I ended up not using them. And the eyes are stickers from Simon Says Stamp. So those are so fun. And again, we used the Haunted House set, which comes with all of this fun stuff. The ghosts are so cute too. And then the Halloween candy corn set. So again, the different things you can do here. And this is what the Haunted House set comes with. And I love the Haunted House that it comes with the backing, so you can do all the lights if you want. I didn't do the top ones. I probably should have. I can still go back and do it, but so cute. Thank you for joining me today. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.